Hey you guys, Shalene here. Okay, I am going to dive in today for some Instagram basics training. You guys, Instagram can be a scary world, but let's break it down a little bit so you understand some of the features that Instagram has and how you can actually use them to help you grow a business online. We are going to dive extensively into some additional social media training in future videos. For now, we're just going to cover the basics and really go over the different features that it has and how you actually use them. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys so you can check it out, and we will dive right in. All right, hopefully you guys can see me there. This is your Instagram training, the basics. All right, maybe. Here we go. What are we going to cover? We're going to talk about your settings on Instagram, your profile picture, your bio and link tree, your collections, stories, highlights, IGTV, live videos, posting to your grid, and a little bit about hashtags and locations. You're going to drag me around probably as we go through this video. Okay, your settings on Instagram. Set your account to public if you are a personal account. This is going to allow you to become searchable on Instagram. If you are a private account, no one can search for you. Also, if you're looking to grow your following, which we all are, if you are a private account and people have to request to follow you, likely they're going to continue to skip through and move on to the next account. If you're worried about this, you can always set up a second business account instead of using your personal account. And then that way you can grow your business if you don't want anything to do with your family on there. My best suggestion is that whatever account you are using for Instagram, you use your public account, you set it to public. And the way that you can do this is you go to your profile, tap on the three little lines. Number 2, tap on your settings, which is the circle. Then tap on privacy and security, and you can tap the account privacy and just toggle it over so that it is to a public account. Next, we get this question often. Again, I'm going to drag myself up here. Do you want to have a personal Instagram or a business Instagram account? You guys, there's pros of both, to be quite honest with you, and this decision is a personal one. The basic differences between the two I've put over in the section over on the left-hand side there. You know, business accounts do have additional features and they have insights that you can track. They're really great for your business, but I don't think it's necessary in the beginning. I really do feel like having a personal account can get you just as far in terms of growing your social media organically, which is the way you want to do it, instead of having a business account. A business account is helpful as you build your following and as your followers increase. Oftentimes you'll see in people's stories on Instagram the swipe up feature. You can't have that on Instagram until you have 10,000 followers. You also can't have that until you have a business account. So in terms of the pros and cons, I mean, it really depends on, once you get a business account, you need to have the following to really justify having a business account, in my opinion. It is totally up to you what you want to have. If you want the insights on your business, you want the insights on your audience and what they're doing, then potentially having a business account is the way that you want to go. On the business account, you can see you do actually have a contact button. You can add your address and location. You can see your follower analytics, which are those insights I'm talking about, and you can run ads. Instagram basics, you're not worried about running ads yet, so you really don't have to worry about that. On the personal account, you can have the private setting. However, I do encourage everyone to set it to a public setting. You do have a higher organic reach, which is always a good thing, especially when you're starting out on your business. And you have the ability to connect to your Facebook pages and your profiles. So you can connect everything over to your Facebook page as well with a personal account, which is also good in terms of your business. At the bottom, I also added in under your options, you can switch to business profile. You'll see there it's in red, and you can, the private account, the toggle is there too. So you can switch over to a business profile and going through your settings on your Instagram page. Your profile picture. Your profile picture is important. You have 6 seconds when someone comes to your Instagram account for them to determine whether or not they like you. And the whole point of your Instagram account is for them to determine whether or not they like you. So we really want to make sure that we're really clear on who we are and what we represent and what our brand is when people come to our social media. And I want to either attract or repel someone immediately, because I only want the people following me that are my people. I don't want the people following me that are not my people. So I want to make sure that I am being authentic and I'm being true to myself when it comes to who I'm showing up as on my profile picture. I've provided a couple examples here. You can show off your fun side a little bit. If you're fun, quirky, if that's just who you are and your personality, this is Angie Lee, go ahead and show a picture that is a little bit more fun. If you want to show, consider your background, if you want to show a more professional side, and this is Katie Ersta, she is a Beachbody coach. It shows her there working on her laptop, and it shows more of a business setting, and that she's a businesswoman and she's a business owner, and that she likely works from home. You can see her background is very clean, it is uncluttered, and the lighting is really great. The next thing you can consider is having it close up. Your picture should always be of you. It should never be of anyone else. I know oftentimes we hide behind our kids, we hide behind our families, or maybe it's a cool trip we went on and it's a really great like scenery picture, but always make your profile picture you. When people search your name, they want to know it's you. So make sure that you're showing up. Have it as something that is from the waist up of your picture or even from your shoulders up. Having a close-up shot is always a good thing. The circle is really small, so make sure that it's very clear image and that you're showing a lot of your face within the circle, because when people are scrolling on their phones, it comes up as a very tiny circle. Your bio. You only have 150 characters in your bio. So we have to make sure that we're using them wisely. Your bio is what is written underneath your name and the followers that you see there. We can edit our bio when we go to our own personal Instagram page. And what I really want you guys to do is I want you to use some of these tips to identify what your current profile looks like, what your bio is saying about you, and let's use some of these tips to really narrow in. And again, you have 6 seconds to capture someone's attention. So let's get their attention quick and let's have them understand exactly what you do from the get-go. So tip number 1, I want you to use your name as your username. Okay, you can see the arrow there going over to Angie Lee. She's the Angie Lee Show, but she is Angie Lee. When you're searching Angie Lee, it will come up. If someone's searching for Shalene McLeod and my name is something to do with like mom fitness or fitness gal or coach or whatever, it won't show up. And people will have a very hard time in finding you. So I know that this maybe seems obvious, but sometimes we like to find like a catchy name, and oftentimes it just becomes unsearchable and people have a hard time finding us on social media. So having your name as your username, which is your @ symbol, I'm at Shalene McLeod, that is definitely something that you want to consider when you're creating your Instagram account or if you're editing your profile, okay? Next, tip number 2, show off what you do and why you're here on Instagram. I love both of these profiles. I really do feel like they talk about what is the business, who do you help, are you certified or qualified in any way? You can definitely talk about that. Anything that's really related to your brand. And if you have a unique set of skills, what are you offering? What are you offering up? We have to identify and distinguish ourselves and our own brand amongst everyone else who's in this industry. So let's make sure that we are identifying who we are. So Keisha Fitzgerald and Kate Schultes, they're both Beachbody coaches. I think that they have some pretty great bios here and showing off what they do and why they're here on Instagram. So Keisha is helping you get unstuck and excited about life. She hosts the Empower Her podcast, and she's linked her podcast page there, teaching ambitious women who want more how to build online side hustles. That's great. It says exactly what she's here for. Kate Schultes down at the bottom says she's a teacher turned business owner and blogger. Clearly tells me that she left her teaching business to now be a business owner and blogger. Personally victimized by Target. It talks about a little bit about who she is. Empowering others to live a fittish life. That's really her brand. And then she says, come hang with her. And she's got her link there as well. So I think that they're both really great. They're to the point. Again, you only have 150 characters, so we have to use them very wisely. You can use emojis. Gary Vee is really great at this too. You'll find a lot of profiles are using emojis because you only have 150 characters. So let's use emojis to help with the character limit. He shows here like a cell phone. He shows the shoes. He's showing an investor and the airplane, typically of where he's actually traveling. So consider using emojis in your bio. They definitely help, but don't use just random emojis. Make sure that they're qualified based on the line that you're using. So next, tip number 4 is Linktree. You guys, there's no need for a website. You don't need to build a website. You don't need to go out and like brand yourself or pay thousands of dollars for a website. You literally can do everything through Linktree. So Linktree is a website where you can create an account so your viewers can click on that, and then you can actually direct them anywhere that you want to direct them. Maybe it's to a free download file. Maybe it's to a Facebook group or your Facebook profile. There's lots of things that you can do with Linktree. So you can experiment on there. You can download the Linktree tutorial if you want as well. But making sure that you have Linktree there is a really great way to offer value and provide something free. So maybe it's linking to a free community on Facebook or a free Instagram page. Or an application to a boot camp. I have an application on mine. So if people are interested, I say click on the link in my bio and go to the application and fill out the application for our upcoming boot camp. So having the Linktree there is a really great way just to direct traffic from your Instagram page over to a Facebook group or wherever you're providing them with information. Line breaks. Tip number 5, use line breaks. What I mean by that is that everything that is said in Perfectly Empowering Women underneath Jenna Kutcher, then she hits enter and she has host of the Goal Digger podcast. Then you hit enter, CEO, baby mama, education, and self-love. Hit enter again, wife to Kicking It with Coach. And you can write this all out on one line, but it's more visually appealing to people if there's line breaks and they can read it faster. And again, we have 6 seconds to capture their attention. So we want to get them quick. So the faster they can read it, the faster they can figure out whether or not we're an account that they want to follow and whether or not we have something to offer that they might be looking for. All right, offer value. Tip number 6, use a call to action. It's very important to not just throw your email up on your bio or just throw a Linktree up on your bio and then not ask people to click on it. It's very important that we have a call to action. A call to action is asking people to take a series of steps to get them to what we're trying to, whether it's to fill out a bootcamp application, whether it's to download a freebie, whether it's to join a free group. We're asking them to go somewhere and we're asking them to take a second out of their time. So we want to make sure we're offering value, but we need to have that call to action. So I want you to just make sure that you have value add for that. So if it's a free group on Facebook, that's value add for sure. If it's a free download, maybe, if it's an information group, anywhere where you're giving them information or education on bettering their lives through our programs, I think is perfect. I gave some more examples there. It could be a free download, a recipe, a workout, a meal plan, marketing tips, a free Facebook group. It's all in there. So you can see on mine, I actually have a freebie and I have like the little emoji pointing down as a direction to click here to download a freebie. Jasmine Starr has joined free 3-day online social bootcamp. Again, arrow pointing down. You click on that to join her free 3-day online social bootcamp. So pretty self-explanatory there. Tip number 7, consider adding your location. Jenna Kutcher, again, you'll find some of these accounts are accounts I love to follow, so go follow them. They've got some great marketing tips as well. People like to support local. So she's in Minnesota and Hawaii. You guys can totally add your location. If you're not comfortable adding your location, you can make it more broad, say United States or Canada, or you could add the location of the countries that we actually have products in. Canada, currently, as I'm recording this, Canada, UK, and United States. So you can add in the location. I feel like people have that immediate connection when they know that you're local to them. All right, moving on. collections. That's your bio. We're going to move on to collections. So Instagram has what's called collections. And what you can do is you can actually save photos, other people's photos that show up in your feed, into a collection. I think of it like a Pinterest board. So I've created different collections or boards, if you will, that house all of the different accounts in different categories. So this helps me to keep everything really organized, and it helps me when I'm going into Instagram and I'm looking to invite people, I'm looking to follow up with people, I'm looking to grow my account, I'm looking to connect with people. It just helps me to have everything already organized and not have to go back through files and files of notes and written out or back into my back office to figure out who my clients and coaches all are on Instagram and what their tags are. Because sometimes it's hard to find people by their usernames, or you just forget their usernames. So these are the 6 different boards that I have on my Instagram, and I thought I would share with you guys kind of why I have them. So I have a board called Potential Clients. This is anyone that I've already invited to a challenge group, and maybe they've said no, and I'm still building a relationship with them. I have a dream team. I have accounts on social media of people I love and I trust, and I want them to be on my team. And I'm going to continue to build that relationship with them. So I have a dream team one. Target market. These are accounts where my ideal clients are showing up. So these are accounts where there's moms that are following these bigger accounts. For example, Kat and Nat. If you don't know who they are 2 besties from Toronto, and they talk all things mom truths. And there's a lot of moms hanging out on Kat and Nat. So I go and I hang out in Kat and Nat's Instagram page so that I can build relationships with all of the people that are commenting on their posts. The people that are commenting on their posts are the people who are active on social media. So I go into the comment section of the last 9 posts that they have, and I start organically just connecting with people who I feel like I vibe with. If I don't feel like I vibe with them, I don't reach out and try and connect with them. My connections are through liking their posts. I like their comment. Maybe I'll reply to their comment. I'll comment on some of their posts. I might give them a follow. I might try and send them a message about a connection or about the post Kat and Nat had. Lots of different ways that you can connect with people, but that's basically where I go and I find friends. I also have countries. So Beachbody could expand to countries at any time. Who knows where they're going to expand? We're only in 3 countries. So the chances that we're going to expand into other countries are really high. And I want to make sure that I have all of my accounts kind of organized. So as I come across someone who maybe is in Australia or Germany or Ireland, or Africa or wherever, you will be surprised by the amount of people that you connect with and where you connect with them all over the world on Instagram. So I start organizing everyone by countries. So if there ever is a launch, I could really connect with those people and see if this is something that they would be interested in, either trying the products or starting their own business, launching it within their country with us. The next one I have is coaches, and I have clients. So I'll have my coaches and my clients in a board, and it really just helps me weekly. I can kind of go into my coach collection, and I can go through and I can like and comment on a lot of their posts. Same with my clients. I can see what everybody's up to, and I can like and comment on a lot of what they have going on as well. And those are just ideas. You guys can do whatever collections you want. So here's how you actually save a collection. So you can see the little arrow button there is pointing towards the little flag, which is like a bookmark. So you're going to use the bookmark and you're going to flag it to save the photos to your collections. Once you click on that, it will automatically save it to your Instagram feed, and it will say underneath save to collection. You can click on that, and then you can choose the collection you want to add it to, or you can create a new collection if maybe you haven't created one yet. You can access all of your collections. This is what I do during your power hour to follow up with all of your clients and build relationships with people. So this is how I use collections to really build my business. Stories. I recommend that you post 10 to 20 stories per day. I also recommend that you post your stories at different times throughout the day. Your stories last for 24 hours. So if you post all 20 stories right at one time at 10 a.m. in the morning, the following day at 10 a.m., all your stories are going to be gone. So I like dripping stories out throughout the day. One, it keeps it interesting. It has you show up on social media, doing different things throughout the day, and showing people your life and how you're living. And it also allows you to always have a story up. Try not to ever go 24 hours without having any stories. Try to always have a story up there, because this is your storefront. This is what people are coming to. When they go to your account and you start talking to them, they want to see who you are. And a story is somewhere that you can really show your personality. So make sure that you have stories up all the time. You can try adding a poll. So you can see there's like a little happy face on when you put a story up, there's a bunch of little emojis at the top. Click on those and kind of experiment with what they are. The one, you can add the time, you can add emojis, you can add a poll, you can add a question. These are called stickers, or you can add a quiz even sticker to try and get people to engage on your stories. The whole point of your stories is to get people to DM you or to answer something so that you can get into conversation with them. It's also a really great thing to go and watch other people's stories so that you can actually reply to other people's stories as well and show that you're watching what they're doing and you're interested in what they're doing. I want you to play around with stories, and I want you to have a lot of fun, okay? Stories are a really great way to show off your personality. How do you post a story? So the stories, the little circles at the top of the Instagram page when you go to your profile, see all these little circles. If you click on those, it's all videos and pictures. So how do you get a story to your own profile? First, you're going to tap on the top left of your screen, or you can just swipe right from anywhere in the feed. If you swipe right, it just takes you right to where you can actually post a story. Tap at the bottom of the screen, and you can take a photo right there within Instagram, or there'll be a little icon, which is your gallery. You can click that, and any photos you've currently taken or you have stored on your phone will come up. Same with videos, and you can select from any of them. Your Instagram stories are 15 seconds in length. So if you have a video that's longer than 15 seconds, it will break it up into smaller sections up to 1 minute. So you can do 4 stories at a time from a video. I hope that makes sense. Once you tap, you can draw on it, you can add text, you can use the crayon, you can add stickers to your photo, to your video, play around with it. And I really suggest you pop into some of my highlights on my Instagram feed, and you can see some of the stories I've created. You can also get some of my Insta tips. I'm starting a highlight of Insta tips, so you can see how to continue to add value, how you can continue to really brand yourself through your stories. And then, of course, when you're ready, you can just tap your story in the bottom left, and there's a little circle, and it'll add it to your story. What do you post? This is probably the biggest thing, and I feel like people get really stuck on what do they post to their stories. Your story should really align with who you are and what your brand is. Don't just show pictures of products or sales from Beachbody or share Beachbody promotional videos all the time. Use video of you speaking to your audience, sharing from your own perspective, sharing your own life, what your transformation is. What are you going through right now? Maybe it's something funny with the kids. Maybe it's something to do with a family vacation. Really give insight, give value, invite them to learn more from you. Just give on your stories. You can do free recipes. You can do free workouts on there. All kinds of great ideas that you can do on your stories. I like to try and limit 3 to 5 stories per topic. I know I like to talk. We can get a little lengthy in our stories, but people stop paying attention and they drop off. So to try and retain their attention, to try and keep them really engaged, I want you to try and use 3 to 5 stories and no more per topic. It really helps us get to the point as well and filter out a lot of the words of sure, well, hi, so. We don't need to do any of that. I know it takes a lot of time. I am terrible with I use it all the time. So for me, that is something that I'm working on when it comes to actually going into my stories and taking video. You can show product use without the labels. I often like to turn the Energize around or my Recover around or Shakeology package around so you see the back of it and you don't see the front label. You can talk about your work. You can show your workouts. Clips of your workouts are always great. Your progression journey. You can show your personal development. What are you reading right now? What's your morning routine? What food are you eating? What does it align with your nutrition plan? How are you helping? Do you have a family? Your business, coaching, how you coach people, what people are saying, results people are getting. The list goes on and on. Talk about why you love being a coach, why you love the program, and what the programs have done for you. Try to speak very naturally. People will pick up on it really quickly if you try to show up as a different person. Or if you're trying to show up as an imitation of someone else that you've seen, people often pick up on it quickly. So just be yourself, try to be natural, and practice at it. You can practice talking to your phone before you actually get into the habit of posting stories. Highlights. So your stories can disappear in 24 hours, or you can make them stay on your Instagram feed forever and ever and ever through highlights. You can add a story to your highlights when you go to your stories. There's a little button at the bottom with a heart and it says highlights. You can add it to a highlight. Now our highlights can be categorized, and when you go to someone's profile page, if you click on their Instagram profile, you'll see all their grid of all their pictures, but you'll also see all their circles. And all their circles are all these highlights, and it's stories that they've had on their Instagram that they have saved to their Instagram page because they want you to be able to see them. So I think it's a really great idea to have highlights. I also think it's a really great idea to add a cover. You can add a cover page to your highlights. Add something that aligns with your brand. Are you pink and gray? No, don't use anything that I'm showing you here on this page. Maybe white and black is simple for you. Maybe using emojis like this is great. Maybe it's better that you just write the words in there. There's different ways that you can play around with it, but really have it align with your brand. And if you don't have a brand yet, that's okay. We'll get there. And pick topics that align with what you have to offer as well. So some examples are coach life, recipes, travel, and fitness. If you have any freebies, you could always add like a freebie one there too. Okay, IGTV. This is another feature that Instagram rolled out a few years ago. And IGTV is it's more like a YouTube channel on Instagram. If you have not watched IGTV yet, it's the little TV button up at the top. You can click on that and you can see all kinds of videos. Videos can be up to 10 minutes in length. That's it. Nothing longer. 1 minute to 10 minutes. So these videos, what are they for? It's really great to have information that you can send to people. So have you started? These are some of my videos that I have up. I've done a workout preview for an upcoming boot camp. I've talked about starting your own business. I've talked about some mindset stuff as well. A number on a scale doesn't define you. Don't quit when you need a break. There's a lot of things that you can talk about. You can show how to make a recipe. You can show a meal plan without giving everything away. You have a lot of play here in being able to show up on IGTV and give value back to your audience. Now, the other great thing that I love about IGTV is that you can have a video and you can directly send it to somebody at any point in time. And when you send it to someone, it goes into their direct messages, and their direct messages are where they can now go. They click on the link and it takes them right to your IGTV. The great thing about this is if you have a video about the coaching opportunity on your IGTV, my apologies, I have an itchy eye there. You can actually send anyone who's interested, if you invite someone to the coaching opportunity, you can now send them that video and say, hey, watch this 5-minute video and then let me know what you think. So that's a really great way. Like I said, the coaching opportunity, a free group, a topic you're an expert in, why you love working out, what it does for you, how you build a business in Power Pockets. Those are just some examples of how you can use IGTV and what you can actually talk about. Going live on Instagram. So you guys, when you go and you swipe right to post a story, you can actually at the bottom switch back and forth between just a regular photo. There's some other things that you can add in there. You can do video. And if you go the other way, you can actually go live, or you can type. So you can just type words out on a colored background, or you can go live. When you hit the button to go live, it's really, really powerful because people love seeing you and they love hearing your voice. It builds trust with your audience. They have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you before they're going to buy from you. So building trust with your audience is really important, and you can do this very easily by going live on Instagram. They're also nosy, and they just want to know what you're up to. People love knowing what other people are up to, and they love watching other people's lives. We naturally like seeing what other people are doing. So give the people what they want. It's not as scary as you think. You may stumble over the first couple of words. You may feel like you completely failed at it, but the more you practice, the better you will become. So use lives on Instagram. The other really great thing that I want to touch on is that Instagram really likes accounts that are using all of its features. So make sure you're going live. Make sure you're using Insta Stories. Make sure you're posting to your feed. Make sure that you are using IGTV. When you're using all of the features on Instagram, it really starts to show your account to more users. And the more users your account is shown to, the more you can connect with a wider range of people and connect with a larger audience. Posting to your grid. Okay, guys, so we're going to teach you how to actually put a post up. I know this might be simple. Some of you may already know how to do this, but I really just want to walk through this step by step and how you can do it. So step 1, select the plus sign. Step 2, choose a photo. You can take a photo right within Instagram, but I highly recommend you use a photo that you've already taken that has really great lighting and is really appealing. Try not to use really dark photos. People like light photos. They like things that are airy. Step 3, you can choose a filter right within Instagram, or you can actually use Adobe Lightset before you even go into Instagram. Adjust your photo using a preset. You can buy preset packages for like $10. You can find some free ones too online that you can just download. And you can add a filter. What this does when you use the same filters all the time is it creates some consistency on your grid. And when people come to your page, it's just visually appealing for people when they go there. This is something that you can build on though, and you can play around with. Oh, step number 4. I'm just going to keep going. Apparently, I've lost it. Here we go. Step number 4, you guys can add a caption. So you add a caption in here, be a storyteller, say more, add more words. If you think it's enough, add a few more. You will eventually get maxed out in the characters that you can use, but it is very important that you are really telling a story here. And it's not just, you don't ever leave that caption blank. Always write something in there. Give people value. Tell them how you went through what you went through, how you came out on the other side. And don't use this as a platform just to complain or be really negative. Try to keep this very positive and upbeat. Oftentimes we've been through struggle or we've been through a traumatic event that we want to share how we came out of it. That is totally cool. Sharing all of that and getting vulnerable, yes, absolutely. But always give someone how you got out of it. What did you do to feel better? What did you do to get out of debt? What did you do to start a business? What did you do to get a physical transformation? Like, how did you do it? Step number 5, tag people in the post if it's appropriate. If the post has a picture of someone else or you're talking about someone specifically, then tag them in it. It's really great to tag people. It's really great to tag other coaches on your team, to tag clients. It's really great to use that feature and show people more of the community. Step 6, add a location. Always add a location. Pictures that have locations actually show up more on the Instagram algorithm, which we will talk about. It basically means that it shows it to more people that are following you when you add a location. So that's really important. Step 7, don't pre-post this to Facebook. You can link your Facebook account. You can link your Twitter account, but don't pre-post it. Go into Facebook. I always copy my caption and then I go into Facebook and I paste it as a new post in Facebook so that I have posts on Instagram and Facebook instead of just sharing the post as one. Apparently I can't send that email out. Then you want to step 8, click share. So you can click share on the top right-hand corner. And step 9, engage with everyone who likes and comments your post in 30 minutes to 1 hour after you post it. Don't post and go. When you post, stay on Instagram, stay in the app, and really engage in other people's accounts. If they like it, go like one of their posts. If they comment, comment right back. Like the comment. Go comment on one of their posts. That engagement will really help you in the first hour for your post to show up in more people's news feeds. That is a key point. Hashtags. Okay, guys, we're almost there. Hashtags. We'll do a deep dive into hashtags and how to find your hashtags, but I'll give you just the basics on what they are. Hashtags are searchable on Instagram. So a hashtag can help connect you with other people who have something similar and something in common with you. You can use up to 30 hashtags per post. We recommend you use 9. 9 seems to be a really great number in terms of building your Instagram and gaining followers from using hashtags. So use 9 hashtags per post, either in the caption itself or in the very first comment. So after you post it, in the first comment, you can put your hashtags. Make them relevant to your interests with your ideal client and also on topic with whatever you're talking about. If you're talking about a new fitness program, don't hashtag dog lover. If you're talking about your cute little family, you don't want to hashtag just London, England for no reason, right? Like keep it relevant and keep it with the topic that you're on. When you actually when you type in a hashtag, it will show you a number beside the hashtag. So a list will come up when you type it within Instagram. A list will come up and you'll see beside it there's a number. That number, have it less than 50,000. If it's a number that's higher than 50,000, for example, hashtag mindset is probably something like 2.5 million is the number beside it. That's how many times that hashtag has been used in Instagram. We want to use hashtags that are less than 50,000. Why? Because we'll actually be seen within that hashtag. Our posts will not be seen if we go really broad because we don't have the engagement on our posts and we don't have the likes on our posts to even compete with some of the top accounts that are getting thousands and thousands and thousands of likes on their posts. We just simply can't compete with those. So for now, use hashtags that are 50,000 or less. Rotate through your set of hashtags as well. I like to have 50 hashtags that I use, and I use 9 per post, and I just rotate through those. If you use the exact same hashtag every single time, you can get shadow banned through Instagram, and what happens is when you use a hashtag, they actually don't show your post when the hashtag is searched at all. So be careful on how often you use it. In your stories, you can use hashtags as well. So you can use 10 hashtags per story. You can make them really small. You can type them out. You can make them really small. You can hide them. You can hide them under a sticker. You can show them outright. Hashtags, though, you will notice that you actually get viewers from hashtags. What happens is in the next section here, you can search them. You can search your hashtags, and people will search hashtags all the time. If they search one of the hashtags you use, they likely will watch your story from that hashtag. So it's just an extra way to get views onto your stories. Again, when you search hashtags, you can find people with similar interests. You can search the hashtags that you use. You can connect with all of those people that are using that hashtag. It's a really great way to connect with people and know that you already have something in common with them. Follow hashtags. I will, on my main page on Instagram, I will search a hashtag and then you can click follow. Just like you would an account, you can follow the hashtag. And what happens now is anytime someone uses that hashtag, it shows up in your news feed on Instagram. That's a really great way to start building connections with other people as they use the hashtag that you can keep your eye on. Don't rely on hashtags. I think in the beginning of my business, I relied on hashtags heavily. They are great, but they're not what you should rely on to gain followers. It really will initially connect you. Maybe they'll have something in common, but then it's on you to build a relationship. It's a great way to really be shown in the hashtag when it's searched. It's a great way for you to see new accounts so that you have things that are maybe mom of 3 is one that I use often because I have 3 kids. Don't use it if you don't have 3 kids. Try not to use hashtags that other Beachbody coaches are using either because you guys will just show up in the same feed. But find out what's relevant to you and use your hashtags, but really don't rely on them. It gets that initial connection, and then it's up to you to build a relationship. Locations. Okay, so I talked about on your post, you can add a location. It is so important to add a location because people search locations all the time. People check into locations all the time. So you want to, it's called geotagging. You want to geotag your post. Add a location to every post in your feed, and it will organically show up in more feeds. Add a location. It can also help when people are searching. If they're searching for health coaches in the Toronto area, you could come up. People use Instagram as a searchable tool, a searchable platform all the time. Just like people use YouTube as a searchable platform all the time. So when you have a location in there, if people are searching a location, you could pop up into their feed and connect you guys. You can geotag your stories too. You can add a location into your stories. You can only add one location, but add a location to every post. It broadens your views. People can search it, so why not? You can also search them. Just like I said, going into your target market and your collections and finding an account and then connecting with people through the comments, you can actually search a location. So if your favorite coffee shop is down the road, search that coffee shop and see who's checking in. Build a relationship with people who are in your community going to the places that you go to. Or maybe you have a favorite city you're traveling to. You want tips about that city. Search it. Ask people questions. Build a relationship with everyone who are going to the places that you love or that live in the area that you're already in. So what I want you guys to make sure you do is I want you to make sure that you're following both Jer and myself on social media. You can find Jer at Jer_McLeod. You can find me at Shalene McLeod. Go on there and you can see a lot of things about what I've talked about. You can see our stories, you can see our highlights, you can see our feed. I would encourage you to go and like and comment on a couple of the posts and pictures, read some of the captions, see what we're talking about, and use that as a learning tool for yourself as well, and try and implement that in some of your strategy on Instagram. Above all, just make genuine connections. Like and comment on other people's posts, especially your potential clients or biz partners. Reply to people from their stories. Get into people's DMs. I didn't talk a lot about DMs in this training, but if you swipe left, it will bring you to like a messenger chat. So when you swipe left, get into DMs and talk to people. Just have conversations like you normally would. This is also the place that I invite people, in the DMs. I will pop over into the DMs after I like and comment on a bunch of their posts. I pop over into the DMs and I talk with people. I talk with them how I naturally talk. So use your language, use your verbiage, and really just connect with people. Be authentic. Show up. Every day, do a post. Be present on social media. Be present in your stories. Have stories that are up. Be authentic. Share the struggles. Share the wins. Share happiness. Be yourself. Have that attraction piece. People need to know who you are. They need to like who you are. And they need to trust you. They will only trust you if you are consistent in showing up every day on social media. And if you're going to unplug, tell people you're going to unplug, right? If you want to unplug for the weekend because you're going away for the weekend, maybe you're doing like a yoga retreat, or maybe you're on an anniversary, whatever it might be, just tell people that, and say, hey, I'm going away for the weekend. I'm unplugging. I'm committing to my own rest and relaxation from social media. See you guys on Monday. And when you give people that, it just shows, hey, this is me. I'm being real and I need a break from social media. So don't just disappear. Tell people where you're going. Be you. Be imperfect. Like I said, consistency is key. They have to like, know, and trust you before people are going to join anything. So before you actually get a yes from an invite or a yes to a challenge group, they have to trust you. So ask people if they're willing to trust you as well in your invites. Show up, show them who you are, and remember, this is your storefront. This is who you are. This is your brand. Make sure that your Instagram represents who you want to be as a business owner and as a leader in your own business. So you guys, that concludes our basics training on Instagram. I am going to provide a deeper dive into connecting with your clients, connecting with new people, finding hashtags, all that goodness. I'm going to dive into that. But really, go back to your Instagram page, take some of the tips from here, pick a couple of things out, and start applying them to your daily habits. Switch up your maybe it's your profile picture, maybe it's your bio you need to change, maybe it's your Instagram handle name at whatever it is. You can start thinking about some hashtags, searching some hashtags. You can follow some hashtags. You can go and follow locations. You can start creating some collections. There's a lot of things that you can do from this training. So take two or three things, go and implement them now, come back to this training, and then take 2 or 3 things again and new things and go and implement those things. As you continue to do this, you will start to build a routine and it will naturally all fall into place. So if you're feeling completely overwhelmed, that's okay. Go through and pick out 2 or 3 things that you can apply to your business right now, and let's take those little steps and gain momentum one thing at a time. If you have questions, please email us. Our email is on the training page here, or you can jump into FamJam Empire Facebook page, and you can always send us a direct message or comment on any of the posts, and we will help you out. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have fun on Instagram and that this training has really helped you to understand the basics of Instagram. Have a great day, everyone.